Hello and welcome to the Offsite Construction Series, offsitedirt.com construction news. My name is Audrey Grabesic. I am the owner of Modular SureSite. We are a modular consulting firm for residential and commercial projects. We also have a dedicated factory line. Today brings us to our modular factory owners, an in-depth discussion with 4 different owners from Modern Mod, BestGen, BMarko, and Fading West. My host with me, or co-host, I should say, is Scott Hickens. Hi, Scott.
Hey, Audrey.
I'll try to answer this one quickly because I do want to leave a few minutes for questions and answers at the end. How is your factory working towards sustainability in your builds and building practices? We're going to open up with you, David, first.
Okay, so we started out with a plan to work towards sustainability, and so we started out with I literally, when I started this plan, I wanted to do every single thing different than I wanted to take every single hiccup and headache that I had in every plant before, and I wanted to get away from that. That's why I don't have a sales department. That's why I don't have marketing. And so we could then focus on R&D. We can focus on all the things that everybody told me no for 1,000 times. We have the only rail-ready product. We can ship units by rail. We can ship units with breakaway floors in them to set slab on grade. We have a solution for that. We can top pick our units. We can literally do things that everybody told me no, can't be done, won't do it, they won't sign off on it. We build a better, stronger, more effective product now than I ever have been allowed to. And I say allowed to because it's true. We weren't allowed to do so many things because of the stranglehold that this industry had on it before. And letting the cat out of the bag, we're ahead of everybody on a lot of different things here in America, but the modular world is 20 years behind. And so you go to Vietnam, Thailand, all these places are way advanced of what we are. And so now we're catching up. And so it's nice to see. As far as sustainability, we are able to capture things that normally you would throw away in the field and keep and use. And so a little bit of sheetrock that you can use for fire blocking, the things that normally would hit the trash can, we're able to keep and effectively service our clients by not having to spend that same money twice. So we're working for some of the things that Anthony talked about. Accountability and talking about how to maximize the production of the build, being able to tell me why that on the floor that Joe can do this task faster than Bill can. So we've gone well past the old paper and clipboard travelers. We actually track the guys, what they're doing, every single piece of material that goes into that build. If we carry one board to it, it gets logged in, and so that we can do the analytics. We can tell who's doing a better job, who's better suited for that particular place and station in the factory. So those are the things that we're trying to get away from. The old school factory rules and regulations and use iPads and bring things to this 20 years ago. Yes,
I love it. I love it. Thank you. Anthony, what sustainable options are you using in your builds or building processes or practices?
For the record, Audrey, I was prepared to answer this one fast to compensate for all my long answers, but then you jumped in, you said go fast, so I'm going to go double fast. So, and in order to do that, I'm going to give an example. So I think to answer this question, sustainability, it has to do with standardization, like Charlie and everybody else talked about. And back to what I had said earlier, that might be one of the disadvantages, that you need to be very, very standardized, but it's true. And so when we talk about standardization being necessary to achieve sustainability, I'll give you one example, and then I'm going to pass the baton over. Our ceiling drywall. we buy it as a 4 foot wide by 15 foot 3 inch piece of drywall from the manufacturer. So we actually, for the first time that we ever got that first truckload in, you need a truckload to have them cut it to size for you. We were using 4 foot by 12 foot, right? And then it took us about 2 hours to lay that on our ceiling check. And then everybody was mad that the truck wasn't running. So anyway, the truck arrives, and then it took 20 minutes to lay that because we didn't have all these joints. And so, when we're talking about, sustainability, we're talking about knowing what you're building so you can actually make it more efficient, low, like very low waste, right? We have zero waste on that 4 foot by 15, 3 piece of drywall. And so that's kind of the mentality that you need to use to achieve sustainability in a modular plant. That's my answer.
I love it. That's so great. And I love that, you keep evolving in your factory, you keep evolving in your systems, you keep trying new things and using things that service you quickly, which is so awesome. Charlie, let's throw it over to you.
I would echo exactly what those guys said. We're able to think about the entire system, and we can control our designs, and we can get standardization based on our materials, how they're coming in, the sheet sizes, the production and efficiency of our systems in the factory. So there's working within a factory gives you just, every option of looking at waste and eliminating it. It's just a much more controlled environment. So I echo what everybody said.
Awesome. Michael, do you have anything else you'd like to add?
No, I'll echo the same thing everybody just said. So utilizing software, updated software, Anthony mentioned early on, Revit, and being able to identify, I have these, 4 pieces of blocking that I can cut out of a 2x8 stud versus, 2x16 or whatever makes sense. But yeah, echoing the same thing everybody just said.